Ladies and gentlemen, gather round as we delve into the financial roller coaster that is Wall Street, where the only thing more volatile than the markets is a toddler after a sugar binge.
Hey guys, this is the Einstein of Wall Street from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, greatest financial institution in the world, or whatever is left of it. Absolute, utter madness here today. I don't know, really. This makes absolutely no sense. There's absolutely no reason for this to be happening. Absolute irresponsibility. The way this story has been disseminated, nobody knows anything more about tariffs than they did yesterday, except some insane number came out that was figured out by, I don't know, putting two apples, 2 carrots, and a bag of cashews together, dividing it by 2, multiplying by 9, and coming up with a number that absolutely has decimated this stock market. I don't use this word crash lightly, but this was a mini crash, down 5% in my book. Dow Jones Industrial Average closing at the low, down 1,700 points. The S&P 500 closing down 277 handles. That is insane. Everything on that screen is green. Everything on that screen is red. It is bleeding. I have a red-green deficiency. I'm colorblind. That's the only silver lining of the day. I thought it was green. Look at that. You see that? That is what you call blood in the friggin' streets. Everything. Russell down 134. Oil down 8%. I mean, what we got promised? Narrative about tariffs. We got promised prices would go lower. We were promised that this was going to get worse for a little while, but it'll all come out in the wash. I mean, come on. That's absolute friggin' insanity. This is irresponsible. Absolutely irresponsible. After 6 weeks of a completely confused messaging, okay, to then come out yesterday and lay down, unpack this bag of friggin' dirty laundry that made no sense whatsoever. Absolutely no clarity, no direction, no nothing. And look, the market's telling you what it thinks. Are you telling me that this works for anybody? That anybody can look at this and go, this is the way it was supposed to be? This is the vision I had? Come on. Absolutely ridiculous. Irresponsible is the best word I can use to describe it. Irresponsible. It's one of the worst days we've seen in God knows how long, okay? Going back to COVID. But that was a health crisis. This is a financial crisis. Somebody got handed a spectacular market trading at record highs, one market that was doing so well that guidance going forward for 25 and 26 got cut from 4 to 2 because things were so good. What was the motivation behind it? You tell me. Now they're looking at 4, 5, 6 cuts in the coming year. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. Except this is absolutely insanity. Irresponsible insanity. I don't think there's a green stock on the exchange. Who is benefiting from this? I don't even see a silver lining. I do not see a light at the end of this tunnel. This is absolutely crazy. Right? Completely. Okay? I mean, it's just like, forget about it. I don't even know what to say. I'm just like torn into shreds here, ladies and gentlemen.
Recently, the Einstein of Wall Street, Peter Tuchman, has been expressing his bewilderment over the economic chaos unleashed by President Trump's tariff decisions. Imagine you're Peter Tuchman, all right. You're the Einstein of Wall Street, or at least that's what you call yourself when the cameras roll, standing in the middle of the greatest financial institution in the world, or whatever's left of it after this dumpster fire of a day. The stock exchange is buzzing, but not in the good way. It's not the hum of money being made. It's the sound of sheer panic, like a beehive that just got kicked over by a toddler with a stick. The screens are bleeding red and not just a little pink blush. This is full-on horror movie arterial spray red. You're looking around and it's chaos. Traders yelling, phones ringing, coffee cups flying like it's the last day of capitalism. And you're thinking, what in the name of all that is holy is happening here? Let's set the scene. It's April 2025, Trump's back in the White House, and he's decided to spice things up with what I can only assume is the economic equivalent of a prank call. Tariffs, baby. Big, fat, juicy tariffs slapped on everything from Canada to China to that random island with nothing but penguins and a dream. And not just a little 10%. Hey, let's nudge things along tariff. No, we're talking numbers so wild they sound like they were cooked up in a fever dream after a late-night Taco Bell run. 50% here, 25% there, maybe a 104% on some poor schmuck steel shipment just for kicks. How'd they come up with these numbers? Nobody knows. It's like they threw a bunch of apples, carrots, and a bag of cashews into a blender, hit puree, divided it by 2, multiplied it by 9, and said, "Yep, that's our tariff rate." It's nonsense, folks, pure unadulterated nonsense. And Peter's not having it. He's down there on the floor watching the Dow Jones, what he calls the Dow Jones Sister Average, because apparently even his tongue is tripping over itself in this madness, plummet 1,700 points like it's trying to set a new personal record for free-falling. The S&P 500's down 277 handles, whatever that means in trader speak, but it sounds bad, and that's what matters. 5% gone in a day. That's not a dip, that's a mini crash, a hold my beer moment for the history books. Peter's screaming about it, and honestly, who can blame him? He's got a front row seat to the apocalypse, and it's not even popcorn-worthy. It's just sad. Now, I'm no financial wizard. I can barely balance my checkbook without accidentally ordering a pizza instead, but even I can tell this is bonkers. The market's telling us something, and it's not whispering sweet nothings. It's yelling, "Get me out of here," through a megaphone. Everything's red, folks, everything. Peter's got this line about how he's colorblind, red-green deficient, and for one glorious second he thought the screens were green. Ha! Nope, buddy, that's just the universe playing a cruel joke on you. It's all red, a sea of crimson, like Wall Street's been turned into a slaughterhouse overnight. Russell down 134, oil down 8%. Oil, people. The stuff we fight wars over. It's like the whole economy decided to take a nap at the same time. And what's the excuse? Tariffs. These big, bold, beautiful tariffs that were supposed to what exactly? Make prices lower, boost jobs, stick it to China? I don't know, and neither does Peter, and neither does anybody else, apparently. The messaging has been a mess for weeks, 6 weeks, Peter says, of total confusion, like the White House is playing a game of telephone with the economy and nobody's got the rulebook. Then bam, yesterday they dropped this bombshell, this bag of dirty laundry, as Peter puts it, and it's got no clarity, no direction, just a big all pile of chaos. They promised us it'd get worse before it gets better, like some kinda twisted bedtime story, except nobody is sleeping tonight, least of all the traders watching their portfolios turn to ash. Peter's losing it, and I'm right there with him in spirit. Irresponsible, he keeps yelling, and it's the perfect word. It's like handing a toddler a flamethrower and saying, "Go have fun." This isn't a policy, it's a tantrum with numbers attached. The market was doing great, folks, spectacular, even. Record highs, guidance for 2025 and 2026 looking so rosy they cut growth forecasts from 4 to 2 because things were too good. And then what? Somebody decided to take that beautiful, humming machine and chuck a wrench in it, or maybe a whole toolbox. Now they're talking 4, 5, 6 rate cuts just to stop the bleeding. Rate cuts! We went from everything's awesome to please, somebody save us faster than you can say margin call. Who's benefiting from this? That's what Peter wants to know, and I'm with him. Who's sitting there rubbing their hands together going, "Oh yeah, this is my jam." Not the traders, they're shredded. Not the investors, 401. KS are turning into 201. KS as we speak. Not the consumers. Prices are gonna shoot up like a rocket once these tariffs hit the shelves. Peter's looking around the exchange, and he can't find a single green stock, not one little sprout of hope in this forest fire. "Blood in the streets," he hollers, and it's not just a figure of speech, it's the vibe. The whole place feels like a crime scene, and the weapons a tariff schedule scribbled on a napkin. Let's talk about the insanity of it all, because Peter's not wrong. This is nuts. We've seen bad days before, sure. The virus was a beast. That was a health crisis that tanked everything because we were all locked in our houses eating canned soup and binge-watching Tiger King. But this is a financial crisis somebody chose to make happen. It's like deciding to set your own house on fire because you didn't like the paint color. Peter's going back to virus comparisons, and yeah, that was awful, but at least it made sense. Nobody wanted a plague. This is optional insanity, a self-inflicted wound with a side of whoops, my bad. And the narrative? Oh, the narrative's a doozy. They promised us lower prices. Ha, good one. They promised it'd all come out in the wash, like what we're just gonna rinse off a 5% market crash with some Tide Pods and call it a day. Peter's not buying it, and neither am I. He's tearing into this like it's a bad stand-up set, and I'm here for it. Absolutely ridiculous, he says, and I'm nodding so hard my neck hurts. Because who looks at this and thinks, yep, this is the dream? Nobody with a pulse, that's who. It's not a vision, it's a fever dream where the fever's 104 and the doctor's out of town. Now I'm picturing Peter pacing the floor, arms flailing, voice cracking like he's auditioning for a disaster movie. I don't even know what to tell you, he's saying, and I feel that in my soul. What do you say when the world's greatest financial institution turns into a circus overnight? Forget about it, he mutters, but you know he can't. He's in the thick of it, torn to shreds by the sheer absurdity. This isn't just a bad day. It's a reckoning, a moment where you realize the people steering the ship might have forgotten where the wheel is.